Hi and welcome to this week's weekly forecast. My name is Vicky Haspels and I am going to give you some guidance for this week commencing August the 10th, 2020. As usual, shuffle the cards and I select 6 cards from the deck and then we'll give you an interpretation of the week. So 1, 2, 3. I hope everyone's been having a really good week. As you can see, I'm in the beautiful Gurumuna National Park. I get that right. At Waiarumu campsite. It's quite remote. We're the only people here, and I can see my vans at the back there. Lovely and quiet, and the bird life is around us this morning. It is Monday that I'm recording this. I did actually attempt this a couple of days ago, but the energy wasn't quite right, so I'm doing it on the day. And so here are the cards that I have chosen for this week. So the energy for this week, that is us. That is our mood and our outlook and our reactions and where we want to be is we have the 10 of Pentacles. Now, the 10 of Pentacles in this instance represents a level of comfort or contentment, that we have everything in our physical world that we need, and that we have the sense of achievement around us. I get a sense around this card that that's not where all of us are at, that it's not a space that we are quite sitting in at the moment. So my feeling is that that energy is around us and we are attempting to achieve it or drawing it in. So even if you don't have everything around you that you need, and it's also about family too, that this is a space that you want to be in. It is a space that you want to achieve or draw in for you. So that tells me that the energy is around us even if we don't have it immediately. The driving force or the universal energy that's moving around us we have is the Empress card. Now, let me just tune into that for a minute. The two together are really family orientated and really they're sort of rooted in the physical world. So the Empress card, the energy that's sort of pushing us or motivating us is around, again, that physical sense of having everything that we need. She is abundance. She is the queen of the harvest. So it's like, I always think that the second card that comes down, the universal energies, is the energy that's really pushing us or motivating us. So if we don't have that sense of family around you, that sense of all of your all the things that you need, all of the comforts that you are looking for, that contentment, she is going to push you to get you there, to help you to understand that maybe you already have it, that you don't realize it. So she's going to help you realize that you have that. Now, what's happened to my other card? It fell down. Oh, I'll have to find it. The 10 of Pentacles has gone walkabout. So the third card we have is the Blockages Challenges card. This card represents the things that may be in our face that get in the way of us, that make us think that that this is, like, we sometimes want to blame it or say that it's the thing that is the cause of why we can't do it. And I feel like that's the reason that this card is turning up. It's like we want to say, well, we can't do it because of this, we can't do it because of that. All the excuses that want to come out to prevent us from recognizing that we actually have all the things around us and that we can be content. And the Two of Wands, I'll pull it up and show you again, represents the motivation to step out of our comfort zone. So if you're feeling a little bit sad or a little bit sort of poor me, or that you don't really have those things around you, or that you can't achieve those things, the reason that your mind is sort of stuck in that space is because you have a comfort zone or a level of space that you're in that says, you know what, don't really want to move out of it. So this is the energy that was coming through from the other when I attempted to do this earlier on a couple of days ago. It has a real stuckness about it, this reading this week. So my feeling around it is that we have these things, and the universe is trying to show us that it actually is around us, and we want to stay in a place of comfort and not get out of that cave. See the cave, and we don't want to have that motivation or recognize that we have that motivation, and so the Queen or the Empress is going to show us and move us in that direction that says, you know what, we actually have those things. So I believe that we will be shown beautiful things this week. We'll be shown where we have abundance, and we'll be shown that contentment around us, and it'll sort of push us out of that comfort zone and give us that motivation that really is around us. Even though it looks like a block or a challenge, it really is around us. It is it's just a slow burn or a slow build. That makes sense now. Of course, we're telling ourselves that we have to do this and we have to get this done, and we must have this motivation. We've got to make ourselves ready. And the Empress is saying, you know what, you don't have to. This is about slow and steady. It's about taking it easy. It's about, you know what, saying you don't have to push yourself. Just let it be. Let it look around you. Take your time. Notice nature. And she is all about nature. And here we are in beautiful nature at the moment. There's nobody around, and have all the comforts of home, even though I'm out in the bush. So that's really a recognition. You don't have to do things all the time. So it's about getting yourself out of that mindset that you have to do. Funnily enough, this is the action that we're going to take, is the Six of Swords. This is really interesting. So this is really like a tidy up of the mind. All the, where you're sort of out of sorts, where, oh, you know, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. And I hear that so often with when I'm doing readings and treatments with people. I should do this and I should do that. So let's get out of the shoulds and let's get into sorting the mind and really focusing the mind about what you're going to prioritize as important this week. It's not about pushing yourself, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make a list, and oftentimes I think about this as being a list. No, it's not about making a list. It's about reprioritizing what's important, and really, I suppose, organizing your mind in a way that suits you, rather than having external forces telling you that it should be this and it should be that, or old ways of thinking, it should be this and it should be that. You're going to prioritize what's actually important to you, to bring about that level of comfort that is actually really in your energy. It really is in your energy. This week is about recognizing that it's already there. Okay, so the next card is about the possibilities, or what the future is going to, where we're going to find ourselves at the end of the week. It's the Ten of Wands this time. So this is actually going to show us, funnily enough, where we are pushing ourselves. And again, it's like, this is what I should do, this is what I must do. We're going to recognize those things that we're putting in ourselves that are making our lives miserable, or making our lives too in the head, or too I should. It's going to help us recognize really where we are overburdening ourselves, and clearing out those things that are putting too much pressure on ourselves. The spiritual aspect of this week, and I love this card, is the Nine of Cups. This is really about, I always call it the manifestation card, but this is about recognizing, or what you'll find that comes to you. Now, I'm not a proponent of this whole you sit around and wait for things to come to you, but the Nine of Cups card is going to help you recognize that you don't really have to push yourself, that you're going to shift your perspective out of that mind space. And that's what the Six of Cups is going to do, about prioritizing your thoughts and recognizing what you actually do have around you, that you don't have to work really hard this week to, I've got to make myself better, I've got to do things to get myself, I've got to exercise, I've got to eat better, blah 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 blah, blah, whatever that is, blah blah blah. No, those things are already there. It's about not fitting yourself into it, but relaxing into it, letting that space open up, letting your mind open up, letting your mind recognize that it's already there. Please do not push yourself really hard this week. It's already there. The spiritual aspect, I'll find that Nine of Cups card again. The spiritual aspect is about just letting it be. Now, my feeling when I'm doing this reading for you is that I feel my whole body just tensing up. My whole energy is just like, ugh. So I want to say to you that this week is going to be letting all that tension just release. To not push yourself, not thinking, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. You know, sometimes when you are in a relaxed space, and I'm in the most relaxed space ever, sometimes my mind does go, I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to make this right. You know what? I don't really have to. I do what suits me. I flow with my own energy at the time, not what the little thoughts inside of me are saying, this is what you should be doing, you should be doing this and you should be doing that because blah, 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 whatever the reasons are, I don't even care. It's that this is my energy, this is my flow, this is where I feel my best, and this is where I do my best work, is when the flow of nature, flow of loveliness. So I'm going to say to you that let your body tell you what it needs, and that's what the Empress is all about, is about that, the body. Let your body tell you what it needs and flow with that. Let your mind tell you what it needs and flow with that. Stop pushing yourself into something that doesn't actually suit you. So I'm going to leave that with you. It's about releasing tension this week, and about letting the body relax and be what it is. Let yourself flow into what it is. So all the tension that's been building up over the last couple of months, perhaps, I think even that is that you're going to be letting that go and into the flow of the universe this week. So let that happen, and you're going to recognize what's actually holding you back and what's pushing you in a certain direction. It's about, you're going to be letting all that go. I'm going to be letting all that go. I can certainly feel all that build up in my body. So this week is about letting it all go, letting it be, and letting yourself be who you naturally are, rather than all the structures that you think you should be. Anyway, hope you enjoy that week. Let me know your feedback and how you went with that. And I'll be talking to you next week. So with love, if I get some internet, I'll be talking to you next week. Anyway, with love, thank you, and have a great week. Bye.